Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to get on here and talk about something that I felt I needed to talk about. I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face, but it's never too late to go after your dreams. It's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are, if you're a child or an adult, and I cannot stress this enough, especially if you're an adult, you really don't need to feel like you're too old. And I say that because I get oftentimes questions, since I'm a figure skater, I have adults asking me, am I too old? And I tell them no, of course not. And it's really funny because they think that I've started as a child, and I'm like, no, I actually started when I was 23 and I'm 28 now, so it's been a good minute. I will say anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it. And I know that sounds very cliche. But I am so dead serious when I say this. And not even just figure skating. I hear people in general saying, I really wanted to do this one thing, but then I was getting older and I got distracted. I have work, I have kids, which totally valid, totally fair. But I feel like it just really makes me so sad when I hear people giving up on their dreams because, youth is such a commodity in society globally. And it just really makes me sad when I hear adults saying that they feel like they're too old to do something. And I will also use myself as an example. I had dreams of modeling. I never got into modeling actually until I was 20. And that reason is because when I was younger, I of course had a lot of self-esteem issues. Growing up ugly, it feels like I really see the world differently, and I bet anybody else that kind of experienced that will also agree with me. It was very hard for me to gain my confidence, and I felt like, when I turned 20, I had people tell me, well, you're too old for modeling, you peak at 25 and then that's it. It's actually not true. There's plenty of models well into their 50s and 60s that still get work. And granted, I don't really get a ton of work as a model, which that's to be expected. It's really the fact that I just took that leap anyways and went with it. I'm very happy I did so. And you could say I'm very passionate about this subject because, of all the doubt that I faced, the criticism, starting skating in my adulthood, and I hear this so much, it completely boils my blood. But I'm always hearing people say, if you don't start as a child, you will never become good at it. You will never become successful. And y'all, I'm sorry. That's like the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life. Downright the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That is why I feel like I aggressively chase after my dreams. I may be aggressively too passionate about this, which I'm kind of a little embarrassed about, but I just feel like I need to hammer home the fact that no, you do not need to start at 2 or 3 years old to become a prodigy, to become good at something. Like I've said before, not everybody has the resources when they're a child. Maybe people's interests have changed. When I was younger, I wanted to be an FBI agent, and so I joined the military thinking, yeah, I'm gonna totally get this experience and become an FBI agent. Lo and behold, I am doing figure skating, I'm doing modeling, among other things that I'm not quite ready to share just yet, but good things, of course. And I just feel like I was always that creative person, I've loved to draw since I was young. I started piano when I was an adult as well. My grandparents bought me my first guitar at 18. I've always been a creative person, and sometimes as you grow older, you learn that what you want will change, and that's totally fine. Like I did in my previous video, when I've talked about the success stories of those famous people that started later on in life, it's completely possible. And so, like I saying again, it's never too late. Don't let anyone doubt you. Don't let anyone discourage you. A matter of fact, I highly recommend you work in silence, so that way nobody will look at you and be like, ugh, this crazy man or woman wants to do this. That's totally not possible. They didn't start when they were young, or they're too old for XYZ industry. Completely ridiculous. Because if you really want something, you're gonna work for it. I could make this video go on and on, but I really just want to encourage you all. Please do not give up on yourself. Please do not give up on your dreams. Just go out there and work as hard as you have to succeed. Ignore the naysayers, ignore the doubters, because sometimes it's just a projection of how they feel on the inside. And that is why I'm very passionate about this, because for so long I have allowed my insecurities to stop me from going after things. When I was a kid, I joined into several sports and I dropped out because I got bullied, and eventually I was convinced that I'm not talented enough at any of those things. I'm not good enough. That's exactly why I'm fighting so hard for my dreams today, because I honestly did myself a disservice in my formative years and didn't even try. I thought to myself, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not talented, I'm not pretty enough, whatever like negative thing you can think of, I probably thought of myself back then. And, bless my parents, they tried really hard to encourage me, and I just refused because I was afraid of what other people thought. And now that I'm, getting ready to turn 29 next year in March, I've realized that I've wasted so much time thinking that I can't do something, all because of the naysayers and the doubters. It's just kind of crazy. That is why I'm really stressing to you all, my friends, to never give up. And I know sometimes it's hard. You might be looked at a certain way, you might get teased, somebody might say something mean, and then you'll feel like, well, maybe I should just stop while I'm ahead. But I promise you, you're going to regret that, and it's gonna make you feel sick to your stomach thinking about it, thinking of I could have done this, I could have done that. And so this is why I am so adamant. I'm trying to encourage as many people as possible, especially my fellow adults, that you indeed can do anything you put your mind to. And I don't want the whole, well, if you didn't start at 5 years old, it's too late. That's just garbage. Don't listen to that. I'm living proof, and I'm not trying to brag. If I can do it, so can you. Anyways, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for joining me on my rant. I tried not to make this too long. And if you are thinking of starting figure skating, please let me know in the comments below, and I will always be here to support you guys. And even if you're starting anything, just let me know and I will always be your cheerleader. All right, bye.